Hey Lauren, how are you?
I'm doing good, how are you?
We're so excited that you're here for our sound check.
I know, I'm excited too. Hey! Oh, yeah. You used to want me. I remember like getting the call, and I think it was my manager to tell me that my album debuted at #2 on the country charts and #5 on the top 200 Billboard charts. And that just like, what? Like, that's mind-blowing. When my album came out, I was still 16, and that's like a big accomplishment. I mean, like, I couldn't even believe it. I have such great fans and people supporting me, and I'm just really blessed.
It won't the same thing at the same time. Funny thing about love.
I actually have a song on my album called She's a Wildflower. That song talks about this girl who is growing up, and she's very insecure, and she's not sure, you know, who she is, and she thinks that she's never good enough. And I think that that's like an ongoing problem in teenage girls. This is the age when you kind of figure out who you are, and you're starting to see the things that you like and that you don't like, and what you do and don't like about yourself. And I had to do it on national television in front of 30 million people, which was very stressful, but that song just really spoke to me. And then the title was She's a Wildflower, and I figured that that fit me perfectly, so I named my album Wildflower. I recorded this song, Funny Thing About Love, 2 takes in the studio, probably because I wrote the song and I didn't really have to, you know, think about how to sing it, so it just naturally flowed out of me.
It never makes sense, it just keeps messing you up. Never makes sense, never makes sense.
Since I was born, I've been like this crazy, very outgoing, and I like to be the center of attention, and I always like to sing for people. I tried out for American Idol, and that's like all I do now is sing in front of people, and I get to do my dream every single day of my life. And it's just like when I was on the show, it was all happening so fast that I didn't even realize like my dreams were coming true overnight. I was too busy like picking myself apart a lot of the time. Like I would watch myself on TV and point out all these like bad things, but instead I should have been like, how blessed am I to be on there, you know? And now I look back on it and I'm like, thank goodness Mom took pictures, because it went by so fast. It's just like my life has changed so much. 2 years ago, I auditioned for the show. Before that, I was 15, a sophomore in high school, and I was a cheerleader, and I worked at CC's Pizza, so I had like an average life other than the fact that I was, you know, going around singing everywhere. I just like to be the center of attention in the cafeteria now. I like to be the center of attention in front of thousands of people. It's just, you know, it's crazy. Will you play that just really quick? I want to see if I can get that now.
My mother does. She's a rock. She is grace. She's an angel. She's my heart and soul. When I love, I give it all I got.
The first time I heard Like My Mother Does, I had just found out I made it into the top 2, and then I was going to be putting out a single, and it was just like all this craziness. And I listened to probably 20 songs, and it was just so hard, you know, because I had been singing other people's songs, and now all of a sudden I had to pick a song for me, just for me, that was going to be my song for a long time, and it scared me. And then I heard Like My Mother Does, and I was like, it was over, you know. I started crying, and my mom was actually not in the room the first time I heard it. I let her hear the song, and she started crying because it reminded her of her mother who passed when I was in 5th grade. So like everything about the song just speaks to me. I mean, it's about my mom who gave up her life for me, and then my grandmother who was like my mom's best friend and my best friend, and it means so much to me. And you can tell like when I sing it that I mean the words. It sounds like I could have written it. I got to make a music video for it, and we used all my home video footage. People actually ask me a lot if that's really me in the video. It is. Every bit of the footage is home videos of mine. People tell me all the time that they like play it in their weddings and stuff when they're like giving them away and stuff. That's so sweet. I'm like, oh, thank you. And it makes me feel good that other people like my song enough to play it in their wedding, or it's their favorite song, you know?
I give it all I got, like my mother does.
Georgia Peaches is my second single, and it came out this fall. And it's like the opposite of like my mother does, so people get to see this different side of me.
Way beyond the city lights, as a cowboy's paradise, honeysuckle on the vine, growing up on Southern time.
This girl wrote it named Mallory Hope, and she comes from a town about 15 minutes from where I live. And we were in the same group at different times. Like there's this group called GCGMA, and she was in it before me, and then I joined like the year she left it. And she came and performed at the awards show, and I remember looking at my mom and saying, wow, that girl's gonna be like a huge star. And then a year later, her song is my second single. It's just crazy how things work out. And I think the reason it fits me so well is she's from like where I'm from, and we think alike as Georgia Peaches. So.
Whoa, 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 there's a reason why the boys pick Georgia Peaches.
I love to sing Georgia Peaches live just because it's like in your face, and I get to dance and show off my Spitfire attitude. And people like are starting to know my songs, and I can see them like singing the words, and that's such a great feeling, especially with Georgia Peaches, because it has like this part that goes, oh, 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 oh. And like people can sing that so easy. Everybody can sing oh. And I just really love it. I love to perform it live. I just love everything about it.
Whoa, there's a reason why the boys pick Georgia Peaches. And we sang all the way down to Tupelo. Love struck right on the money. Heartbeats are beating to the radio. Kisses sweet as the honey down in Tupelo.
Being on American Idol and being on the American Idol tour are like complete opposites. On American Idol, you sing to a camera. You're obviously singing to 30 million people, and you know they're there, but it's a lot different singing to a lens rather than singing to an actual person. I had never really had the TV experience, and I needed that, so American Idol like gave me that opportunity. And then after all that hard work, I got to go out and play. It was almost like I got to do what I know how to do and what I love to do, except in front of a lot more people than usual. You know, the tour just really opened a lot of doors for me as far as like being able to show my fans really who I am as a person, because I would go out after the shows and like chat with them and sign autographs, and it's cool to have that experience. I see other little girls cry when they see me, and I didn't really get it at first because I was like, what's so great about me? But then I met Carrie Underwood, and I was like, okay, I see, because I cry too. I have no room to talk. It's like I get to meet all these really great artists that I look up to, and I have that feeling that some of these little girls have when they meet me, and it's just cool. I got to see that out on tour, so I enjoyed it. At the finale of American Idol, I got to sing with Carrie Underwood, and it was the coolest thing ever because I look up to her so much, and she just is a really good example for young girls like me, and she's just a really good person to talk to, you know, because she's been through everything that I'm going through. She actually got a cut on my album. One of the songs, 18 Inches, she wrote it, and it's really awesome. Can't believe like everything that's happened to me in the past year led up to the point where I have my own album, and one of the songs, Carrie Underwood wrote it, so it's super cool.
Ain't the only one. And we sang all the way down to Tupelo.
I can't like express enough to my fans how thankful I am. It really means a lot to me that they go out and buy my music, and I'll see them on Twitter like promoting it. It's the cutest thing. They'll be like, if you love Lauren Elena, go buy her new album. I really appreciate that, and I see that stuff, and I just want them to know that I appreciate everything they do for me, everything. They go out of their way. They buy me gifts for my birthday. Like, it's really sweet. I'm very blessed, and I'm thankful for everything that they do for me.